What's going on, everybody? It's your big brother Mac for episode 6 of Mack's MInd podcast. Coming at you in a minute.
Even when I try to take the pain away, some places in my head that I cannot escape. Until the day I make it to a better place. Look up in the sky, watch me fade away.
What am I doing? I know it's hard, but I still pursue it. I'm only human, trying to escape this built illusion. Was pill consuming, it's still confusing. Mind still elusive, picking up the broken pieces, piece it back and still get through it. Even when close to the edge, I'll never fall off. Another sip from the cup of life till it's all gone. Hard to get close to me, cause I have these walls up. Cause whatever tried killing me made me stronger. Till my dying days and I push daisies, I'll be right there waiting. Still inside this head of mine, ahead of time my mind is racing. Though my life has been so crazy, I thank God I wake up daily. Feels amazing, faded paint is new one's being illustrated. And even on my rainy days, somehow I seem to find a way. Inside my thoughts I hide away and watch this bottle drain away. Seems like the only thing that takes the pain away. Still some memories that I cannot erase. Even when I know that there's a better way, I drift into my mind until I fade away. Even when I try to take the pain away, some places in my head that I cannot escape. Till the day I make it to a better place. Look up in the sky and watch me fade away.
Live my life with no regrets until I fade away. Until my curtain call, I'll be giving it all I got. Every day with every line, every chance and every rhyme. Every song with every cry is every reason to keep on going, yeah. Ready or not, it's the changing of the season. Big bro Mac and Vinny Wells gonna tell you what's the reason to believe in yourself when you've been feeling you can't find no meaning. Do you breathe and tends to lead to disbelief, self-medicating and grieving. See these scars, most don't see within these bars. I watch them bleed. Take some strength to talk about the nightmares filled with all these demons.
Most just want a shoulder, yeah. Most just want a chance to say I know it's gonna be alright. Just please don't let me fade away.
Fade away. Fade away. Fade away.
I know I'm gonna be alright. Just please don't let me fade away.
Seems like the only thing
Hey,
that
huge
takes
shout
the
out to
pain
Vinny Wells on
away.
this one,
Still
man.
some memories that I cannot
Thank you,
erase.
Master by Blitz.
Even when I know that there's a better way, I drift into my mind until I fade away. Even when I try to take the pain away, some places in my head that I cannot escape. Till the day I make it to a better place. Look up in the sky and watch me fade away. Seems like the only thing that takes the pain away. Still some memories that I cannot erase. Even when I know that there's a better way, I drift into my mind until I fade away. Even when I try to take the pain away, some places in my head that I cannot escape. Until the day I make it to a better place. Look up in the sky, watch me fade.
What's going on, y'all? It's your big brother Mac out here with Mack's MInd, episode 6 in the works right now as we're talking right here live. This coming from you from Phoenix, Arizona. It's your big brother Mac. You know we here to stay. Anyway, y'all, I hope y'all had a great week. This week has been definitely a good one for me for sure. A lot of healing, obviously, you know, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of moments where I've had to sit back and knowing deep down inside that the resiliency and the bravery that we do as people is what's going to really be the true test to our walk here in this life. So be the outcast, man. Be the outcast. Definitely be the outcast. So anyway, hope y'all had a great week. Like I said, we're gonna get right into it. Like we talked about earlier, there's just a lot going on in the world right now, and one thing that I don't want to stray away from this is the fact, as an artist, I'm bringing you guys yet another project. It's your big brother Mack's Carnival Ride EP coming out next Friday, October 3rd, 2025, mixed and mastered by Blitz, produced by Abyss. So this one's really special, y'all. We're going to be going through it today and talking a lot about that. This one, like I said, is going to be a little bit of a different show than normal. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through each song, and I'm going to kind of describe to you guys what I was thinking, what I was feeling through each song, and then like what made me decide in that moment to write what I wrote to that beat, right? Because beat selection is everything to me. When I first got into the music industry, and believe it or not, it was only 5 years ago. And what I did was I was writing and then trying to find a beat to fit it to. I wasn't letting the beat tell the story. I was more so just trying to find what fit the message that I was writing and then seeing if I could construct it towards that. So anyway, like I said, it's your big brother Mac. We're here to stay. This is Mack's Mind, episode 6. Welcome to the podcast. If this is your first time here, it's Big Brother Mack. What we like to do here is we like to really just kind of give a shout out to everybody out there who's out there chasing their dream, making it happen, because we all know in this world full of craziness that the one thing that we can say is for sure is that we are here to stay. We are here as people. We are here as people who have come before God and understanding that no matter what you're facing in life, that there's a plan behind it. And I'll be the first to tell you that because, a little bit of a backstory on me. If this is your first time tuning in, I'll make it quick, but I'll give you a little synopsis. For the majority of my life, I was the outcast. To this day, I'm still the outcast. For the majority of my life, I felt like I didn't really belong anywhere. You know what I mean? And that went all the way through my years of being in the military, to my years of being homeless, addicted to drugs, to one day finally finding out that all of that had to be for a reason, and I had to open my eyes and see that that was for that reason, right? I was tested. Okay, so what is tested? You get tested when you're expected to overcome whatever it is that you're trying to over where you're trying to achieve in this life. For me personally, after being addicted to drugs and homeless on the streets with, nothing to my name at all, I feel like that was my testing time. That was the time where I was really going to have to face the adversity of looking in the mirror and figuring out who I was as a person, and where I stand with myself. Because that's the number one thing, right? Is like, so where do you stand with yourself? Because we all are guilty of, in a way, finding ourselves wanting to get acceptance from others, or wanting others to accept who we are and like what our dream is, or our choice, or our lifestyle. Because I'll be the first to tell you, like, even to this day, for the last 5 years, whenever I go and perform at shows, I sell enough tickets, but I usually only get half of those people showing up to the show, which is fine. But the expectation on the expectation on people to show, like, why does that matter? Right? Why does that matter? Because it is testy. It is testy to all of us. We all do wonder, like, is my music good enough? Is it not good enough? I mean, let's be honest. Let's be real. Like, because that's something that I've struggled with my whole music journey is my music really worth listening to? And I had to look in the mirror and ask myself, like, is it? Is it, Mac? Is it worth listening to? And that's kind of what helped divide me from like where I was as a musician like a few years ago to where I am now. Okay. I had to look in the mirror and realize, am I doing this for them or am I doing this for me? Because when you're doing something for someone else, it's not going to work out. When you're doing it for you, on the other hand, that's when it's going to work out. And I mean, it's going to work out because you have to believe in yourself and whatever it is that you got going on in life for it to actually work. You can't expect everybody else to support you and to be on the, right behind you, supporting you, if you don't support yourself. And the same goes with everything else along your life. Like, so whatever it is that you have. So, for example, when I was on drugs, when I was on the streets, I see my Aunt Kathy in there. Thank you, Aunt Kathy. I love you. When I was on the streets and homeless, my mom, my dad, my family, obviously, like, they wanted me to get clean. They wanted me to get sober. And like, this obviously for family, you want it, but I didn't want it like that. You know what I mean? I did not want it like that. What I did want, I wanted to find happiness. I wanted to find some sort of solidarity in my life to think that what I had going was maybe worth the fight. And I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. And I pushed and I pushed and I pushed against the grain, and just wanted to do what I wanted to do. Not show up to probation, miss court, get warrants out for my arrests constantly. Like, that was me. When I was homeless, I literally didn't have anything going for me, and I was constantly on the run from something. I was constantly on the move trying to figure something out. And what I needed to figure out, and I'm seeing that now, but I wish I would have then, was I needed to figure out what the hell was wrong with me, okay? And what was right with me. That's the one question we don't ask, right? What's wrong with me, but what's right with me? Now, when you identify what's wrong with you, you can start to discover some of the things you need to change, which also can correlate with what's right with you. So I'll give you an example, because sometimes it's hard to keep up with me. What was wrong with me was that I didn't care. I wanted to care, but I don't think I cared. What's wrong? What was wrong with me is that I didn't respect myself enough to want to get clean. What was wrong with me is that I didn't know who I was, you know. What was right with me is that I wanted to know. What was right with me is that I am me. Like, those are things that I never put piece to piece together, and that everyone and their mother could want me to get clean. Everyone and their mother could want me to get sober and like get on the right path. But none of that was going to matter, honestly, until I decided I was worth it. Does that make sense? So, and I didn't see that at the time. I truly did. I thought my entire life was revolved around when other people said it was okay, then it was okay. And it's just like the little lie that you tell yourself. Hold on, y'all. I got an emergency alert here. Just so y'all know, just real quick, we're going to let you know. National Weather Service, a flash flood warning is in effect for your area until 5. It's funny, we'll get back to that because I think it's funny because we're in Arizona and we don't get a lot of rain. So when we do, suddenly it's a national emergency and everybody needs to watch out. Like I said, we'll get to that. But here I was, like, in the absolute mud of my addiction. And I just wanted to know, like, what the hell, you know? I wanted to know what gives, because it wasn't my life goal, nor is it anybody's, honestly, that I can think of, that would be your life path to be addicted to drugs, be homeless, and to just give up, you know? And I wanted to. I tried to so many times. I tried to give up. I did not think that this life thing was truly worth living because I didn't have a purpose. And I mentioned that in the last song of this EP, The Carnival Ride, where I mentioned that a man without a path is a man without direction. You know what I mean? You have to, and I don't just mean like man as in men only, a man as whoever you are watching this show, watching this episode, if you come across it, however you do. You have a purpose. You have a path. There's a reason that you're here. And I'm a testament to that because I'm telling you right now, I am not the type of person who ever believed that there was a God. I wanted to believe. Trust me. I wanted to believe that there was a God. I wanted to believe there was something up there that truthfully loved and cared about you more than anything in the world, and that they were going to do anything to see you okay. But I couldn't see it. I couldn't hear it. I couldn't feel it. There was nothing about my life that I was proud of, you know? I see my brother Bubba in the chat. Went to high school, middle school with him. Shout out Bubba. But, you know, I spent way too much time. Let's backtrack a little bit before we get into this EP talk. I spent way too much time as a kid trying to figure out what mattered, where I belong. Did anyone love me? You know, with my own mother going away when I was young and other elements of my life that just didn't make sense. Growing up in Hawaii wasn't the easiest, wasn't the worst, but I felt a lot of loneliness. I felt a lot of just out of place. I guess you could say the outcast, right? Be the outcast. Well, you know, I embrace it now. But like growing up, so the hometown I grew up in, Kapa'au, Haleula, Big Island, Hawaii. I grew up there and I never truly felt like I belonged there. And it wasn't anyone that made me feel that way, honestly. It's just like I felt like it just wasn't my home. But at the same time, I was born in Hawaii and I was born Hilo. But being the white boy, it was kind of hard growing up. It was kind of hard feeling like anything you ever did was really worth anything, because when you look at the history of Hawaii and with the way that Captain Cook came through and, you know, the chaos that was ensued by the white man, it was sad. It's sad. And so there is a lot of prejudice. There is or was, I don't know. I'm not young no more, so I don't know what it's like in school no more, but I can imagine, especially in Hawaii, the Big Island, I felt like there's prejudice against me because of my skin color. Now, I'm not saying that in like any way but what it is. So I didn't feel like I fit in, which is ironic because then my boy Bubba, Zeke Sean Perry, comes in the chat. Knew him for a very long time, known him for a very long time, not knew him, known him for a very long time. Y'all ever want to check out some ukulele jams that are truly, truly phenomenal, you need to check out my boy Bubba Perry. He's out there doing his thing. So proud of you, bro. Keep doing your thing, right? So it's like, with that, like I just never truly felt like anywhere was mine. Any position I could ever take would be worth it, because I felt like I was kind of just like that last on the team kind of guy. I was that guy that never was able to get ahead or never able to progress as much as I wanted to. I just wanted to be like any other teenage boy, at the time. I just wanted to feel like I have my crew, my crowd, my people. And God, I now where I stand as an adult, I believe God had allowed me to be separated from those groups and those places, because He wanted me to. And it's crazy because I had to humbly accept in my heart that God allowed me to become lonely. Okay, now let me say that again. God allowed me to be lonely. And I think that around that time was the first time He was trying to reach me with His voice, and I couldn't hear it because some urge of mine really wanted to go to church, wanted to go seek out God. And every time I sat in the pews, I would cry. I would, because anytime I sat in the pews, I honestly felt just this heartache, and I couldn't explain why, and I did not know. I could not, for the life of me, figure out why that was the case. And to this day, I can't give you the most clear, concise answer, but I can give you the best hypothesis on it. And it was, when God wants you to hear Him, He silences everything around you. And that could go to the point in where you feel like you're alone. It feels like you're alone. So in high school, I felt like that. I felt like there was nothing that was mine. I didn't feel like it was something where I fit in. And I just wished at the time, I wished that I fit in. Now I'm perfectly fine. Now, honestly, like I don't want to fit in. I don't care to, because the older you get, the more you realize that the fitting in thing, that click thing, that popularity game, like that's all just it's a numbers game. It's all just like it's not real. It's a facade. And I'm happy that I learned that now. And I wish, because I see a lot of my cousins that have been growing up, and like, they all are, very confident in where they are and who they are. And, it's really cool, because I'd wish that was how I was when I was that age too, but I was not that way. We all are so unique in this life, y'all. Okay. So we all have like a separate path that we walk, which my way may be this way, your way may be that way. But at the end of the day, we're all on this path. We're all on this journey to go somewhere in life. And I didn't know where it was going, because there's just so many different left turns, right turns, ups, downs. Like there's so many different ways that we take this life journey on. And I just could not for the life of me figure out why was it that my life, and this was where I felt victimized. I felt in my own heart, in my own head, that I was victimized. That why is it that my life had to be so freaking hard? Why is it everything that's going on has got to be so hard? And I did not know that up until this point where I stand now, where I sit now today. Over the last 5 years since I've been in a relationship with my Father, my God, and I've understood what His plan and His purpose and path was for me. Now I understand that the segregation was not a punishment, but it was preparation. You know what I mean? Like it prepares you to be a different kind of person. And at the time, I wish I could have seen that, but now where I sit, it really was preparation to be able to endure heartache and pain and things that you just feel so out of place. You feel so uncomfortable, but it's okay. It's going to be okay. And that's the one thing I had to learn, was that it's going to be okay. It is okay. It has to be okay. And in the moment, I get it. It's hard to see. In the moment, it's so hard to see that it's okay. But when you really look back, like you've made it through every single battle that you've ever fought in your life. You have, because you're still standing. You're still here today. No matter what battle you face in life, no matter what unsurety, no matter what, whatever it is that you got going on, like you are going to make it through it. And you have to believe it with every bit of who you are. You have to believe it, because it is true. It is going to happen. you know. And I spent 30 years without knowing who God was, and like I'm not afraid to say it, that God is literally the reason I am sitting here today. God is the reason why I am seated in this seat talking on this podcast today. He's the reason I have 116 songs out on all platforms with not a curse word in it, with nothing but just the truth, with honesty, with facts, with my life and my testimony and everything I am. That is exactly why I'm here today. And I believe that. And I know that's true because I know what I saw when I overdosed on heroin in 2018. I know why I survived my car crash in 2019, which broke my back in 2 places. That the medic said that they're surprised that I'm even here. They're surprised. This is Gillette, Wyoming, 2019. You know, rolled my truck, middle of the interstate. You know, rolled it 30 something times and like broke my back twice, and it was just horrific. But why am I here, right? Why am I here? What is my purpose? Why is it that you keep letting me go past these moments that are supposed to be so defying to the logic in man's existence? Like from all the drugs I've done in the past, not glorifying, by the way, all the drugs I've done in the past, all the reckless behavior that I've committed, down to a car accident that sure as hell should have just decapitated me and crushed me, because that truck, like, if this is where like the window is and this is where the roof usually is, the roof was right here. If I didn't duck down and hold myself down by the steering wheel whenever I was rolling, they said I wouldn't be here. They would have decapitated me. So it's just like, it's so crazy to think that you have a purpose, right? It's so crazy to think that you, the individual, this person who's battled his entire life or her entire life, whoever it is watching, but you have a purpose. And you ask yourself, well, what do you mean I have a purpose? What is my purpose? What is it that I do that fuels me and who I am? Why is it that I am so important? That I'm saved, you know? I've asked myself that question many times. I have had a lot of friends that joined the military. We all, you know, we spent many years together, and some of them didn't come home from deployment and stuff. And you ask yourself, like, why me? Why is it that I got to make it through this? You know, why is it that my friend that didn't come home didn't? And those questions really circulate your mind. They really get you bothered, and it makes you reflect a little bit on life. And I was very resentful towards this God that everyone talked about. And for 30 years, you know, I didn't know, I didn't understand, I didn't get it. I could not fathom. I was all about science. I was all about logic. I was all about, if I can hold it in my hand, then it's real. If I can't, then it's not real. But man, like coming out of this phase that I was in, because it felt like a trance. It felt like a very long trance that I was in, you know. It felt like a very long trance. And now here I am today talking to you via music or podcast. And I'm blessed to be here. I am. Like it's truly an inspiration to be here, to be able to talk to my friends and my family, and to be able to be the person that I was destined to be this entire time. As I go back and I break down who I was in the past, right? From like in the military, I was shaped in the military to be strong and courageous and be honorable with everything I've done, you know, with the military. When I look back at being one of the few white kids in my school growing up, well, maybe it's because I was taught that race was not something that needed to be discussed ever. Because being a haole, being a white boy in Hawaii, you really felt the pressure of, especially where I was, not it's not that you're not welcome, but you're judged for sure. And that's how it was in my high school in Hawaii. And now we're all good now. Me and a lot of those boys, you know, that picked on me, bullied me, whatever, we're all good now. But like that, I just reflect. I take myself backwards a little bit. Like, what was it about those times that were were necessary to shape me who I am. So as a kid and all that, like that racism against me for being white in Hawaii, it shaped me to not judge a book by its cover or color, and better yet, read into the merit of a human before I judge them rather than by who. So my entire life, there's not been a racist bone in my body for that reason, because I grew up knowing what it's like to be the minority and being scrutinized over the not the incapable choice of having the color of my skin. I had the word and then I lost it, right? So, but I had that that tested me, right? And so into the military to try to find brotherhood. I didn't fit in there either as a young soldier because I didn't want anyone's acceptance. I just wanted to be. I just wanted to be there. I wanted to learn. But I was a knucklehead, hard-headed. You know what I mean? And figuring out where I belonged in the military came with just discipline, honestly. And like I said, so everything I've experienced in my life up to this point, where I became a musician, has been nothing but a shaping environment to take me from who I used to be, teach me about that, and then place me where I feel like I've never belonged. You know, I've always loved music. I've always loved singing, even though I've never been good at it. I've just loved music. You know, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Led Zeppelin, Lynyrd Skynyrd. I mean, there's just so many. There's so many bands and influences. That's just a small number of them because I was never a rapper ever. I didn't like rap. I mean, I was okay. I liked some rap. Don't get me wrong. NWA, Biggie Smalls. You talk about Tupac. Like those are like I enjoy Eminem in the early stages, but like those were like that was the length of my discography when it came to like rap music, because I was more of like a rock and roll enthusiast. I loved listening to rock and roll. My dad used to play the 6-string guitar. I used to love playing. And then when I was homeless, I actually owned a 6-string that went everywhere with me. And the funny thing was, so one of the last times I ever went to jail, I had my guitar on me, and like the officer was really cool. I had a warrant out for my arrest in Colorado Springs, and I know when he rolled up, and like it was just kind of funny. I just kind of forfeited it. I was just like, "Hey man, I got a warrant, so I already know I'm gonna have to go because you're checking IDs and stuff." He's like, "Okay." He's like, "I think your pocket, blah blah blah." I'm like, no, I don't. But I was like, I have a question. Can you hold my guitar for me until I get out and like just give me your card and all? And he's like, "You know what? Let's just check it into the jail with you." So as soon as I got released from jail, I have my guitar with me. And it was just so interesting because this one little piece, this guitar, this 6-string guitar that I just carried with me everywhere I went. And I didn't play for money. I wasn't out there. I never waved street signs, and I never sat there with a hat out playing for money. It felt like when I was homeless, the one thing I had that made me feel like me. And I was never a guitar player. Like I've always liked the guitar. I'm self-taught now. Never went through classes. I just kind of learned based off of what I enjoyed about it. You know what I mean? The sounds that it made, you know, humming a tune to it. Like it's just what music does for you. It really does bring some identity out of you. It brings something out of you that you may or may not know that you have in you. So it's just been a crazy journey. You know what I mean? It's just been so crazy. I'm going to touch back on that alert I got real quick. I got an alert on my phone saying that flash flood warnings and stuff. So Arizona's not used to it, from what I've understood over the last 2 years of living here. Arizona, anytime it rains, everybody loses their mind, which I think is funny because, you know, from Hawaii to Washington, D.C. to Colorado, like I know everywhere I've lived has had rain all the time, and not saying it's easy to drive in, but you can figure it out. But out here, I swear on everything, on our way back from work today, we hit traffic the entire way back because with the little bit of drizzle we had, everybody freaked out and acted like that. And there were people out there in Arizona. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna knock you right now. And I don't know if it's just Arizonians. I think it might be the Californians that come here, but people do not know how to use their freaking blinkers, and I don't understand why not. I could be right here driving with the person off on the other side, and they'll just without a blinker just come right in front of you. You know, and no worries, they're just there. You know, they're just gonna throw themselves in the mix, and it's really frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, it's really frustrating. As a human being who went through driving school in America, where you are tested on these things, which is using blinkers. And I never knew that I could have such a pet peeve that bothers me as much as it does. But if you're in Arizona, use your freaking blinker, okay? Because it's going to save your life or it's going to save others' lives. And I mean that because I watch way too many people just throw their entire beings. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why it bothers me so much. I have no idea why. But every time I see a car just drift from one side to the other without using a blinker, it looks lazy. It looks sloppy. It looks like just it's like, I don't know. It's nails on a freaking chalkboard to me. And I think I honestly think it's kind of funny. But anyway, we're going to get into tonight's discussion now. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit different than normal. It's just me tonight. My co-host David could not be here tonight, and that's okay. But we're going to keep it rolling. So we're going to run a few of my, well, not a few. We're going to run the entire EP. I hope you guys are ready. I was waiting to see if we could build up more everybody else in the chat. If you're here, throw a like emoji or a heart emoji or whatever it is that's on your screen to show me you're here. Show me you're here with me real quick. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and your check in there as well. If you're on Instagram, same as well. I want to get a check in real quick, everyone that's watching. I want to know you're all watching because we're about to run this entire EP from front to back, and I'm going to explain in between each song kind of what it means to me, why that song meant something to me. And this would be the last time you hear it before we premiere it next Friday, October 3rd, on all platforms. It's your big brother Mac. We're here to stay. This is episode 6 of Mack's Mind podcast. No idea how to do any of this. I'm just doing it off of a whim. You know what I mean? So I see a bunch of hearts coming in on the Facebook chat. Appreciate that. I think I saw someone call. Exactly. My lady said it ain't Arizonians. It wasn't an issue till California people invade. That's true. Yeah, no, that's true. I think it is because most times we do see. So Arizona, we're so close to California. We're literally bordering it. We get way too many Californians from South California to Arizona, and what they do is they like to just kind of initiate themselves into our area, and they just kind of just use their rules from where they were, and it doesn't really work out the well as much as we want it to. Like, I don't know. I just look, guys. At 35, I've discovered a pet peeve, which is if you don't use your blinker. Call me an old man, which I'm not old yet, but I mean there's a lot of grays coming in. Call me an old man. Call me a cranky old veteran, but I cannot stand when people don't use their blinkers. So if you have a car and you're driving, right, and you have that little knob off to the left that kind of sticks out like at an angle, you know, here's driving. I drive with my left hand. You can drive with your right. But there's a blinker mechanism right here. And I promise you, that thing weighs no more than 0.08 pounds, right? Okay. So that's such a lightweight thing. It's a lever. It's such a small little lever. And if you just when you're thinking that maybe you want to get to the left lane or the right lane, whatever it is, and you're like, I think I want to do that, but it's not there yet, but you're like, but this next light, I definitely got to turn left or right. A bit of advice for you. Use that one finger and just reach over real quick, about 100 yards out, maybe 50 yards out, depending on where you're at. And just flick that blinker left or right. Just a little bit, right? Just a little flick of the blinker. Down is left, up is right. So, if this is my blinker and I'm driving, okay, I'm just in case anybody here doesn't know how to use it, because apparently Arizona needs this class all over again. Driving. Oh, hang on. My turn's coming up here on the left. Okay. And the cool thing is, like, as soon as you turn, your steering wheel will unlock that. So it'll go right back to being not blinking again. It's almost like it was meant to be there for that reason, right? So... oh man, I don't know. I guess that in a picture perfect world, people would know how to use a blinker, but that's okay. Hey, that's okay. We're all here to learn, right? We're all here to learn. And if you have that awesome little thing called a driver's license and you don't know how to use a blinker, make sure you tune into this video, because I'll teach you again. If your blinker's over here and you're driving and you need to make that left-hand turn, left, right, and then when you make that turn, it'll reset back to a starting position. That's Mack's pet peeve of the day. All right, y'all, let's get into the class. Let's get into the Carnival Ride EP. I want y'all's thoughts and opinions on it. It'd be much appreciated. I would love to hear from you guys, what you guys got to say. Absolutely. And then I'll give you guys sort of my own consensus on why I wrote the song and why it is what it is today. All right. So we're going to go from literally front to back, Picture Perfect, all the way to Craftsman. So we're going to go ahead and get it kicked off. This is Picture Perfect. This is our start of the EP, Carnival Ride EP. Please feel free to join in, jump in. Let's get it going. You have any questions, please, I will answer every question. If you have a question, type it in the chat. And as soon as the song's over, I'll go back and answer every single question, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. I'll go back and read the chat, and I will let you guys know. I'll answer your question, and then I'll give you my consensus of what the song's about, why it means so much to me. This is Picture Perfect, produced by Abyss, mixed and mastered by Mixed by Blitz. You already know what time it is, Big Bro Mac. We here to stay.
Ayo, Abyss.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's showtime.
So picture perfect. I look at my life, I've been working, been searching, the bed of me reaching the surface. I look at the road, I've been walking, the hills I've been climbing, and bringing the topic, the thrill of the ride is why I stay locked in. Look in my eyes, you see what I'm talking about? The bed I'm making them waves, from days I was stuck in a maze. My bed, but I'm not gonna break. I'm slim, but I'm bringing the weight, the answers I found when I pray. So thank you to God for leading the way. The music been making a difference. I'm never gonna switch it. I made it my mission. I'm here to stay. Just look at the view. I'm taking it in. I'm ready to move. I'm ready to win. I'm ready for anything coming my way. I'm ready for war with the pad and the pen. Taking the notes. I'm reaching the heights. I'm raising the bar. I'm ready to fight. The battle's within. I'll never back down. I send in my word and deliver that sound. I look at the vision. I'm making a plan. I aim with precision. I hold in my hand. My dream is a journey. It comes from the pain. From walking alone to making a name. From nowhere to go to taking the stage. From out of my mind to better my day. Walking the line to bringing that change. I'll say it again. I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay, man. This movement is more than just words. It's more than just a hashtag to trend on social media. This is a testimony to never giving up, to standing on your feet, to pressing on when you feel like you can't, to saying you can when you feel like you can't. Let's go! Picture perfect, a look at my life, I deserve it. The lessons I learned from the door was a curse, so I had to traverse it to curve it. The words that I write when I dive in the mind, the addict, a havoc, I'm making it right. The manage the bandage, I heard from the ride, I'm back from the darkness, I'm bringing the light. From being so lost, to paying the cost, from melting the frost, to being the boss. So down on my luck that I set to my name, to taking control as I'm taking the reign. In need of a sign, I'm taking a dive, the waving the mind for the pain held inside. The change of the tide, to the thrill of the ride, the will survive, I'll take what's mine. Picking apart all the words in my head, I stick to the code, I dexter within, I cover the door with the words that I write, I lay out the table, dissecting the rhyme. I'm here for the broken, I'm here for the weak, I'm here for the people, I'm here for the need, I'm here for the music, I'm bringing the change, I'm here to bring hope, give a reason to stay. The season for courage, a reason for strength, believe in your purpose, believe in your faith. I'm finding my calling is more than a chance, from dead on the dirt, now I'm making my stand. To make it a point, to never give up, to make it a choice, the better you look, to make it a known and a room full of pain, no matter the weather, we're here to stay. Don't give up, whatever it is you do not give up. Look, man, I understand this world has pain, I understand this world has hurt, but what are you gonna do? Fold? Sit back? Be a victim? Nah! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! We're keeping the trap, I found how to rap from under attack. I'll never go back from all the voices that tell me in ways to give up a grip, but I tell you today, I'm not giving in, I'm not backing down. Not here for the money, not here for the clout. I'm here for the people, I'm here for my fam. I'm here for the kids who live life at the end. I'm here with the story, I'm here without shame. Not here for the glory, I'm here for the change. I'm here without flex, I'm here with my flaws. I'm here to find better in ways that I want. I'm here and I'm moving, the music's pain. I'm here with the movement that's making the way. I'm here with the message that's making okay. No matter the factor, I'm here to stay.
What a way to kick off the album, right? Or sorry, it's an EP, not an album. We were just one song shy of it being an album. So anyway, that's Picture Perfect, y'all. So y'all got questions, flood the comments. I'll answer them the best I can. The best I can. No, I'll answer them. But anyway, so we'll start with that though, because I really appreciate it. If y'all messed with that song, if you thought that song was amazing, show me some love real quick. Show me some of those reaction buttons that you can press that show that you know that you really F with that song, because That song, what it means to me, the picture perfect, right? The song is called Picture Perfect. And the reason why is because here we are talking about how life can be picture perfect, but what vision are we saying it's picture perfect, right? I put it in my own vision to make it picture perfect. You know what I mean? That's why both verses are so picture perfect. I look at my life, been working, been searching, the better me reaching the surface. And that's all I was trying to say was that, what's picture perfect is actually what your version of picture perfect is. All three stanzas, right? All three stanzas of that entire song, from the beginning where it started off calm to the second where it got a little bit more, but then the third one, from deep in the trap, I found out a rap from under attack, will never go back from all the voices that told me in ways that give him a quit, but I tell you today, it's just a testimony. And then rather than having a hook in the song, the reason I decided to have these little inserts, and these were not scripted, by the way, in between verse 1 and verse 2, and between verse 2 and verse 3, where I have, and I used to do this back in my older days as Mac Millie, I had it where I would use these hook areas placed out to talk to you, to make it feel more interactive, right? To tell you exactly what I'm feeling in that moment, as opposed to giving you a hook to rock to. I gave you a message, a statement. I'm here to stay, man. This is a testimony to never giving up, to saying you can when you feel like you can't. It's motivating, right? It's motivating. And the reason why I believe it's so motivating is because in this life, we need to stop focusing on what others think our picture perfect life is supposed to be. And it needs to be what we think our picture perfect life should be. Take away from what you can from each of my songs, because all I'm trying to do is shed some light on the fact that you're talking to an outcast who spent several years on the streets homeless, several years in the military, and I'm here now with who I am in my perfect form. And I say that with confidence because I know who I am now and know where I'm at. My life now, with the family I have, with my lady, with my kids, I'm happy. My life is perfect now. It is picture perfect. And that leads us into our next song. So that was number 1. If you haven't heard, if you're just now tuning in, tune back in to if you want to hear it. This actually, I have to make a decision on that because I may or may not just delete this. I'm not going to do it. We're going to keep this up, so for reference, obviously. So anyway, your life can be picture perfect if you so please it to be. If you want it to be perfect, you need to allow it to be perfect. That being said, coming from where I've come from, with my days in the military, even when I was all the way back to when I was in middle school, one of the first awards I ever received in middle school as a 11, 12-year-old, and that reigned on forever, was that I was the class clown. I didn't know how to take that, the class clown. But I didn't take it lightly. I actually embraced it. I embraced being the class clown because I am me. And I am the best version of me. And this is track number 2 off the Carnival Ride EP called The Class Clown.
So what they think us crazy.
See the door. Too many times within these lines I ended on the floor. Been overdosing on the hope, I gotta keep it moving. Never losing, only learning from that news I'm overturning. I see the patterns as they laying out before my eyes. I see them patterns as they showing me what's wrong from right. I keep it moving every moment, never standing by, never holding back, never going back. All the odds they stacking against me, but I'm overlooking. Standing tall above it all is where I made my movement. We here to stay, we here to make a stand forever. Proving boys clever now and never better. Weather records set up. Go and get it, go and get it, go and get the gold. No one saw me coming, dummy. Yes, I know I'm standing full. Got a lot of overlookers looking over how I roll. Overbooked is in the future, yeah, I'm never gonna fall now. writing potion is an ocean, so I'm never holding back. No, I'm never gonna back down. Never gonna collapse, I bounce back, and now I'm back. Now I'm here to stay, I'm here to break the chains that I've been held. I've been clever with the raps, gonna forever be the class clown.
Gonna forever be the class clown. Yeah. Go ahead and fill up those comments with what you think of that one, because truthfully, that was the first song on this EP I made called The Class Clown, featuring my boy Theragene. Y'all ain't heard of him. Y'all better check him out right now. Thera, Thera, space Gean. My boy out here, Theragene, doing his thing like he always does. Super, super, super proud of him with everything he does. He just sent me a track today as well. I peeped, and it was really, really phenomenal. We may or may not have a album in the works as well as me and Casual Pharaoh as well. I saw Josh was in the chat not too long ago. If y'all missed it last week, Casual Pharaoh was here. And what he was doing was he was showing us a couple of his songs off of his upcoming album. Lo and behold, the album has dropped today. If you want to see the video games that made me, I hope I'm saying that right. It is out on all platforms now. Your boy Casual Pharaoh. Casual spelled out and Pharaoh spelled out the way you would spell it normally. Casual Pharaoh. Pharaoh. My boy dropped his project today. Super proud of him. That's my boy. We have a collaboration album we're going to be dropping as well here on November 21st, which, as y'all know, is your boy's number day. 21. That's it. We're going to be rocking November 8th at the Loft in Old Colorado City in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And we're super stoked to bring that to you guys live 2 weeks before the release of the album. So if you want to come get at us for your tickets, $10 a pop. Come through me. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. Buy two, get two free. That's how that number works, right? That's how math works. I think that's how math works. At least I think it is. I don't know. And, well, this next track I'm about to show you guys real quick, because the song speaks for itself. Before I'll back up a little bit. The song speaks for itself, right? Class Clown. If you're just now tuning in, we're going over my EP that's dropping next Friday, the Carnival Ride EP. We've already gotten 2 songs into it now, and we have 3 more to go through. So you're just jumping in at the right time. So I appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your day to spend time with your big brother Mac on this amazing Friday. We are here. We are live. It is your big brother Mac. It's episode 6 of Mack's Mind podcast, going over the Carnival Ride EP, so I can explain to all of you exactly why I decided to write that song. So, anyway, Class Clown. If you know me, if you've met me, if you have any idea who I am outside of the music, and I mean outside, because even in the music I have my moments. If you know me outside of the music, you know that I am kind of a handful, right? I'm kind of rambunctious, I guess might be the right word. I am animated. I'm colorful. A lot of the things that I do is there's a lot of energy behind it. So imagine me as a 12-year-old pepperoni face, acne, greasy haired kid. Like, what else was I supposed to do? What else was I supposed to do as that 12-year-old kid but to be a class clown? So that's what I did. And then during that time as well was when the Lord of the Rings came out. 2001 to 2003 was when I was in middle school. So you got to think that during that time when Lord of the Rings came out, that Gandalf, like and it's funny because I didn't put that together until just now. And I love when that happens, by the way. I love looking back and seeing how that happens, because I'm looking back and I'm seeing that actually what I did was I referenced Lord of the Rings around the same time that I was considered the class clown. I'm fighting Balrog with my pen and pad, so now I can say with my chest, "You shall not pass." Okay, I love that. Anyway, hey y'all, real quick, we're gonna move in. We're almost at the halfway point. We are at the halfway point. So, have you all just ever felt like you don't care? And not like in a bad way, not like in a mean way, but like in a, I am who I am. I do what I do. I am me, whether you like it or not. And I don't care. featuring Mixed by Bliss, Casual Pharaoh, and your big brother Mac.
I don't care what the world may think of me. I don't care. I am who I wanna be. So I don't care. You should put it, I can change it, make a change, be the change. I have to say it. I don't care.
Spit verses, I reverse the universes. Grab the script and flip it till the ink upon the page it curses. Pickpocketing the rich, digging all up in their purses. Robin Hood is in the back, the crime that's been committed is perfect. This ain't rap, this is quantum phonetics. Every couplet is a puzzle in a dungeon of relics. I pin paradoxes upon the page or the plexiglass. Battlefields, I'm sick of shit, splitting atoms when we clash. I fraction space and time with a couple of couplets. Double entendre Soleil, they need luggage and crutches. My boss go overheads like guillotines and rewind. Slicing minds twice, one for the soul and one for the rhyme.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Slicing minds twice, one for the soul and one.
I don't care. I don't care what the world may think of me. I don't care. I am who I wanna be. I don't care. You should put it, I can change and make a change and be the change. I don't
really even C-A-R-E. I can't abstain from the page of the marquee. My blazing brain in a star stream. The way I changed like Starscream. Transform the track, imparting my brain, my rage, my heartstrings. The flames I raise with harming. My heart stays cold, disarming. I'm callous, caustically culling all this aura I'm farming. Zero cares given, that's apparently charming. It's fairly alarming. See, we three can be most jarring. If you abuse delusion, the solutions you're falling. Give a listen and admit that this is not your true calling. Never give it better when we freeze on the beat. We're obscene and elite, back and blitz on the team. We don't hear their jeers, fake tears, false screams. Talk all that talk, take shots to mean. It's a boss and a boss and a boss on this thing. We don't care, we're some juggernauts, you better not blink. We're the enigmatic trio, every bar spits Frio. With a music addict stilo, take a large hit, philo. Some semi-sporadic heroes in the sound space we know. Make 3 crowns right now with 3 kings for the people, we don't care.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
3 crowns right now with 3 kings for the people, we don't care.
I don't care what the world may think of me. I don't care. I am who I wanna be. I don't care. You should put it, I can change and make a change and be the change. I have to say it. I don't care. I don't care about the talking, I just keep on walking. I'm diving in the music, but you'll never catch me flopping. I keep it real, I keep it clean, you know I bring that topic. We kill the track, let's Pharaoh Mack, and just like that we drop it. Lessons learned, I had to earn my seat, not placing second. The pressure turns a rock to diamond, over time it's tested. Bet against me, kinda stupid, got you second guessing. Yeah, I'm the bar to raise the bar, this path I walk, I'm destined. Every beat I like to feast the beast inside my mental. This state of mind, I walk the line, though I'ma never settle. For less I gotta press, I'm trying to fix what's in my brain. To take the reins and make a change and make it known I'm here to stay. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Take the reins and make a change and make it known I'm here to stay. I don't care what the world may think of me. I don't care. I am who I wanna be. I don't care. You should put it, I can change and make a change and be the change. I have to say it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Yo.
I don't care.
Flood the comments with your reactions and what you're thinking about that track, because I feel like this entire EP, that is one of the hardest tracks we have. I mean, not the hardest. We have 2 more after this that are actually, it keeps getting better and better and better. I don't know why I do this. I'm actually happy I do it, but because I build it up. Because Picture Perfect, it's really amazing. I hope y'all loved that one, by the way. Picture Perfect was amazing. Class Clown, it really set the stage of like attitude. But I Don't Care kind of set the attitude as well, right? So let me know what y'all think. Throw them like emojis, heart emojis, whatever it is. Like, let me know what y'all think, man. I want to know what you guys are thinking. This is your big brother Mac, and we're going over the Carnival Ride EP right now here on Mack's Mind podcast, episode 6. Brought to you in part by, well, we don't have any sponsors, and that's okay, because we don't want sponsors. We're here. We're doing it authentically. We do not need anybody to support our channel except for you guys. So I appreciate each and every one of you out there who are taking time out of your busy Friday to listening to your big brother Mac. Anyway, so with I Don't Care, let me tell you a little something about that track. I was going through, doing my beat shopping at my one of my favorite producers, Abyss, his beat store. And I had a buy 2 get 1 free discount on there. So I got 2 beats. Those 2 will be played after this, actually. But then I was given a third one, so I was like looking, and like I found this beat, and the minute I clicked on it, because you preview the beats obviously before you buy it, clicked on it, and just the way, if you heard the way that piano, for some reason my brain's like, I don't care. I don't care. So, so it just kind of like, it stemmed from there. And literally within a 24-hour turnaround from me finding this beat and doing this, I don't care what the world may think of me. I don't care. I am who I want to be, so I don't care. Used to, but I had to change to make a change to be the change. I have to say that I don't care. Like after doing that, like I had a grasp of this track, and I was like, wait a minute. And I already knew who I needed to reach out to. So Blitz, Pharaoh, send them out. You all should jump on this. And within 24 hours, all three of us had not just a hook, but 3 solid verses in there. And whenever you just hear it, it just clicks and it just makes the most sense. That is literally what happened with this track. So I don't care came from just the thoughts of like, because I'm sitting here thinking, I don't care. And it's not like in a bad way. Because when you don't care, it depends, right? It all depends. When you don't care, you leave space in your head and in your heart for things that matter. And I'm guilty of being that guy that cared a lot about what people thought about me my whole life. And that's kind of what this whole thing is revolutionary background. So we started at Picture Perfect. We went to Class Cloud Nowhere. I don't care. Mac, I don't care? Why is that in there? Because you always care. Well, that's true. I do care. I have a big heart. I have a heart of gold. But what I don't care about, though, are the people that pretend like they're with the movement and ask for money and don't care about nothing else but just the simple fact of self-profit and what it means to benefit themselves from something. So I don't care. Like I'm to a point with my music where if you hear the message and you know what I'm about and you respect me as a human being, that's one thing. But I don't care to sit back and bend over backwards for people anymore that wouldn't piss on me if I was on fire. Does that make sense? And then, of course, the beautiful Miss Max said as well, I have never cared and will always be me. Best feeling ever. Absolutely. And that's truly what it's about, y'all. It's truly about just being you, doing what's best for you, no matter what, at the end of the day. Now, as long as that doesn't mean you're out there, like, hurting people in the process. But what I had to do is I had to find a separation between caring, not caring. And when I say I don't care, it doesn't mean I don't care at all. Like, I do care about people. If I drive past an accident and I see it on the road, I put my hands together and I pray for whoever's in that accident. I do care. But what I don't care for is the double-minded two-facedness of people. And we all experience it, right? We have people that we hear and know about in this life that literally do just that, where they're I guess you can call them snakes in the grass, where they actually don't care about you or who you are, what you stand for. They only want what they can get from you. And that's something I had to learn kind of early on, because once I finally discovered who I was and what my purpose and my path was, I was so quick to like give everybody a chance, and I did that for so many years. And just as of recently, I've calmed down and I've relaxed, and I've actually realized that not everybody is deserving of my energy. Now, you can, if you want some advice, go stream me on all platforms, Big Brother Mac. You can find me MACKK. Rest in peace, Jack. There's just too many people in this world that are, come and gone too soon. And if that's not a reason to kick it in overdrive, I don't know what would be. I guess I was never really the type to ever be the one to kick it into overdrive. I've always just kind of went with the motions, go with the flow, so on and so forth. I see my boy Daniel's in the chat. What's up, brother? Oh, man, but I'm just like, my entire life is just the overdrive. I felt like I needed to kick it up a notch, right? Like to step it up a notch and just put my foot on the gas and be something better than what I'm used to. So in this Carnival Ride EP, and we'll talk about why it's called the Carnival Ride in a minute. But this next track is called Overdrive, and I can't wait to discuss this one with you. Enjoy.
Overdrive, I've been putting in the work. 9 to 5, I've been making way up from the dirt. Overnight, nothing happens overnight. Putting time with the right state of mind, yeah. Overdrive, I've been putting in the work. 9 to 5, I've been making way up from the dirt. Overnight, nothing happens overnight. Putting time with the right state of mind. Overnight, I've been putting in the work. 9 to 5, I've been making way up from the dirt. Overnight, nothing happens overnight. Putting time with the right state of mind. Let's go. Shifting gears, past the gas, it's time to show you something. From the tears of the past, are really doing something. So never fear what has the past, you gotta keep it going. Like the ocean, keep it flowing, now the poet's getting going. Drawing near to what you're manifesting, gotta love it. From the crawl to learn to walk is why we keep it running. Never mind the talk from in the fucking never changing. Here to break the chains and make it stay in place, so that's a statement. Let's go ahead and face the obstacles, I'm never losing. My mind is working overdrive to keep that movement moving. They say the greatest test of time is how we overcome and never run and stay and fight within the dark, we find the light. Lessons learned from all the hurt and boredom, taking notes. I take the pain and seize the day to keep the boat afloat. I see the rain, don't want the fame, just wanna make a way. Now I never take the reins, make it known I'm here to stay. 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 Overdrive, I've been putting in the work. 9 to 5, I've been making way up from the dirt. Overnight, nothing happens overnight. Putting time with the right state of mind. Overnight, I've been putting in the work. 9 to 5, I've been making way up from the dirt. Overnight, nothing happens overnight. Putting time with the right state of mind. Let's go. Pushing past all of the odds to say I'll never make it. Been in the kitchen cooking hits, I'm serving up the bacon. A side of eggs, I raise the stakes, I bet you're feeling hungry. Sometimes I wish I had a mother that could truly love me. Not to get up in my feelings, I'ma turn the wheel. You know the movement, gotta do it, always keep it real. I look to God for answers, the only time I'll ever kneel. I'm here to stay, not here to place a label on no mass appeal. Forever grateful for the opportunity I'm given. I went to hell and back, I learned to rap, I saw the vision. I took my past, I made a pact, it was a good decision. I hold the map to find a Mac, I made my sound my mission. I take the stage and face the pain, that's how I cope with life. I grab the mic and let it tell my story through these rhymes. I hope my message help the ones out there who need a sign. I'm here to stay, I'm here to pave the path to reach a better heights. Took me 30 years to find myself and now I love it. Not from the norm to uniform to falling back to nothing. I found myself when I was at the bottom in addiction. So conflicted, need a lift and overdose and now I'm living. I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay. Overdrive, I've been putting in the work. 9 to 5, I've been making way up from the dirt. Overnight, nothing happens overnight. Putting time with the right state of mind, yeah. Overdrive, I've been putting in the work. 9 to 5, I've been making way up from the dirt. Overnight, nothing happens overnight. Putting time with the right state of mind. Overnight, I've been putting in the work. 9 to 5, I've been making way up from the dirt. Overnight, nothing happens overnight. Putting time with the right state of mind. Let's go.
That was Overdrive. That was probably one of my favorite songs to do, honestly. So what the motivation behind that was I need to really kick it into gear now because, you know, once you find a place in your music where you feel like you've accomplished your sound and you want to elevate to the next level, that's kind of where I was at with that one. You know what I mean? I wanted to kick into overdrive. I wanted to put that in the fifth gear, and I really wanted to just press the gas and go, and not hold back. Even in the second verse, if you caught it, you caught it. If you didn't, then you hear it when the EP drops. But there's a lot of hurt in there, whether you hear it or not. There's a lot of hurt in there because there are some questions that are not answered. Regardless, you know what I mean? Not to get in my feelings, I'm gonna turn the wheel, but you know, I gotta do it to keep I gotta do it with the movement, gotta keep it real. Like that's real though. Like I gotta address the things that bother me. You know, there's too many artists out there nowadays. And we've all heard them. There's too many of them out there that do the same mumbo jumbo, that say the same things, I can't even listen to the music playlist on Madden when I'm playing Madden. Unfortunately, because 90% of what they have, and it's just an opinion from one artist to another, but that's straight trash. Like the music that is nowadays glorified and looked at like it's some sort of saving grace and it's some sort of like huge hit. Like there's nothing that is a hit about someone whose ad libs somehow go harder than their words. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm 5 years into this, so I'm not necessarily some veteran in this music stuff, but I do feel like in a way I am, because I bring a different type of sound to my artistry. And I guess I don't understand, and I don't care to understand glorifying things that don't make sense. You know, I tell people I'm an artist. I'm a rapper, but I'm an artist, because rapping is the oldest form of poetry. And so it's disrespectful that some people out there make rap and they can't really even tell you what they're talking about. You know? So I don't care. I'll say it right now. I just don't think there's a lot of talent in the industry right now, because when I hear these songs that have like got licensed by Madden, EA Sports, and all that, you just got to think it's because of who you know, which is fine. You just never know. One day, maybe your track will be on like a TV series, like a Witcher or something. You just never know. But your talent and who you are and what you stand for is what's going to make who you are, you know, in this industry. Because there's a full circle of revolution happening right now. And with everybody out there who's making music, it's getting really tiring hearing the same old mumbo jumbo. Honestly, I don't care to hear about the fast car that you got. I don't care to hear about the drugs that you do. I don't care about how many women you've been with. I don't care. Like all these things that are just they've made it to where it's like some sort of popular thing in the music industry. It's just it's not it. It's not it. It's not. I don't care. And even if you're making all these millions off of that stupid track, like you have to be at the end of the day living with that knowledge of knowing that your stupid track said nothing and it made you money. Cool. Congratulations. But did your song save your soul? Did you really put everything you had? Because that's what I bring to the table with my music. Because every single time I make a song, it has to be perfect. There has to be something in there. And I mean, and when you look back at the last 100 songs I've made, not all of them were perfect, but it was me being perfect in that moment is what I see. Is because I took time to really develop a specific sound and a specific energy that I dedicated to that one song. Well, you didn't hear me cuss. I didn't glorify nothing. And I'll separate myself from the rest, and that's fine. Because that's where I deserve to be, is separated from the rest. Be the outcast. You know? And as an artist, what you should want to do is do everything in your power to perfect your craft. So for the final song of my EP, this is Craftsman. And I hope you guys enjoy it, because this one is probably my favorite off the entire EP.
An acrobatic with a pad and a pen. Been learning how to be a better me, know where to begin. Gotta open up a book, you have to take a new look. Gotta forget about the drama and get off of the hook. The social media been plaguing all the minds of the weak. The amount of shade and all the hatred far as the eye could ever see. And the music ain't been music like it's losing its touch. I'm here to break away the fake and take the wheel, I've had enough. A man without a craft is a man without direction. When the man lives in the past, then the man lives in depression. With the plan to make a change comes a stand to make progression. With a man that faces pain comes a man that learns a lesson. See, a man without a craft is a man without direction. With the man lives in the past and the man lives in depression. With the plan to make a change comes a stand to make progression. With the man that faces pain it comes a man that learns a lesson. Like a blacksmith, I've been sharpening my craft. As I got back from in the attic, I've been better in the rap. Fight the voices making noises, I've been learning how to ignore them. From the pain I made a way to make a change within the floor. I grab the mic and take the stage to face the fears inside my mental. Breaking out the cage, turn the page and make a change. I'll never stand to spell a verse, my music never needs a curse. Make a plan and take a stand, I tell the world it really hurts. Putting forth the steps, I'm raising the bar. I bring a different type of sound, that's why they call me the bar. No more sitting up in the gutter while my mind keeps on racing. From in the basement contemplating my escape was amazing. And now I'm moving with a movement, bringing hope for the need. Just keep a mile along the ride, don't be afraid of the lead. And if you worry about the learning or you fail to believe, you'll never get the chance to
progression. With a man to face the pain comes a man to learn the lesson.
See, a man without a craft is a man without direction. When a man lives in the past, then the man lives in depression. With the plan to make a change comes the stand to make progression. With a man that face the pain is a man that learns the lesson. Putting forth the steps of raising the bar. I bring a different type of sound, that's why they call me the bar. No more sitting up in the gutter while my mind keeps on racing. From in the basement contemplating my escape was amazing. And now I'm moving with the movement, bringing hope for the need. Just keep a mile along the right, don't be afraid of the lead. And if you worry about the learning or you fail to believe, you'll never get the chance to make a stand and finally succeed. So get yourself about the dirt. Believe in you and in the life that you deserve. From all the times I felt could never get past it, it took some courage and some work into becoming a craftsman, yeah. Get yourself about the dirt. Believe in you and in the life that you deserve. From all the times I felt could never get past it, it took the courage and some work into becoming a craftsman, yeah. Second guessing isn't confidence, it's overlooking. I'm manifesting destiny to one day overbook it. I played the shows where everybody kinda went away. Kept it going, never slowing, everywhere I seized the day. I used to doubt myself so much I couldn't never see it. Myself come out the dark to be a part of feeling free. With every song I write, I show the world a piece of me. With every song I try to give the world just what it needs. Just like that, I bring the beat to a clap. The only time I'm ever slowing down before I attack. I'm drawing closer to the goals with every time that I rap. To bring emotion to the movement as a matter of fact. No, I'm never going back, I gotta keep in mind the fundamentals. Pulling out the map, I find a path to help me never settle. Turning back the cap is how you know I'm about to win the battle. Learning how to rap has been the pack to keep me in the saddle. Get yourself about the dirt. Believe in you and in the life that you deserve. From all the times I felt could never get past it, it took some courage and some work into becoming a craftsman, yeah. Get yourself about the dirt. Believe in you and in the life that you deserve. From all the times I felt could never get past it, it took the courage and some work into becoming a craftsman, yeah.
So get yourself about the dirt. Believe in you and in the life that you deserve. From all the times I felt could never get past it, it took some courage and some work into becoming a craftsman, yeah. Get yourself about the dirt.
Believe in you and in the life that you deserve.
From all the times I felt could never get past it, it took the courage and some work into becoming a craftsman, yeah.
Yeah. And that was the Carnival Ride EP from front to back. So I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. This was one of the best projects I think I've done to this day, and that's how it should be. Every time you release a new project, it should be your best work yet. It should be what you are doing to create the platform for yourself that makes you feel proud. You know what I mean? And I'm proud. I'm very proud of myself. Like, as I look at what I've done, well, I said we because I do have others on this track with me as well. What we've done was we really set the bar in our own way. You know, there's a lot of categories for music, and I'm very, very happy with where we are with the journey right now. And I mean that. And I just absolutely 1000% believe that this is one of my favorite projects this far, and I'm extremely proud of like the progress that I've made. And that's what you should do too. Like, if you set goals for yourself, if you just like give yourself some patience and just realize that you're just a human being, because I'm not sitting here and acting like I'm some perfect student or some perfect preacher of some sort, because that's just not who I am, man. Like, I'm just another dude just trying to figure this life thing out one day at a time, just like everyone else, you know. And the one thing I want to do is just hope that my music can resonate with someone out there and make you feel like maybe you're understood, maybe feel like that you're going to be okay. You know what I mean? And I see why God had me wait so long. You know, you're not talking to someone who spent their entire life in a Christian home who just believed in God and just, no, you're talking to someone who literally cursed God's name for many, many years until I woke up. There is no greater feeling in the world than overcoming oneself. I'll say it again. There's no greater feeling in the world than overcoming oneself. That means, you know, because we're all obviously people of our past. And I mean that as in we're all people who have come from somewhere in life that something happened. Something happened to us that made us who we are today, right? Something happened to us that made us act the way we act, react the way we react. It's just like the entire conglomeration of things. We are who we are because of who we used to be, but that does not define us. That does not make us something. it enables us to be better if you so choose to be. So you can either choose to be a victim of your circumstances, or you can do something about it. You know, the question is for you to think on. Like you have to allow yourself to think about that, because none of us are necessarily victims of our circumstances. We are all in it for a reason. But you decide how you react. You decide how you handle that situation. You know, I'm new to this whole podcast thing. I mean, hell, even just being on a stage in front of people, like that's not something I ever enjoyed doing, because I never liked in class going up in front of the rest of the class and reading something. But you just never know what your calling is for. Maybe your biggest fear is actually your destination, or like your calling or something. The thing you fear the most. Why is it that you'd fear something so much? Why would you fear something so much if it was meant to do good for you? And we just don't know, obviously, right? We don't know what is and what isn't until it happens. But the biggest thing is people don't take a risk. They don't take that chance to step forward and do something bigger and greater than themselves. And I think that's where we as humans, as people, we fall short, is we don't take that risk. We don't take that leap. We don't take that chance. If you feel me, throw some love in the comments. I'd like to hear what your opinions or your thoughts are. We're not done just yet, but I just wanted to say, like it's really been the pivotal point in my life that shaped me who I am, is taking a step back and to stop being a victim in my own life. Even if it was a moment where it feels like being a victim was the right answer, like, no. Take a step back and look at your life. Just take a step back. Look at where you are right now. Even if it's not where you want to be just yet, or if it's everything you ever wanted to be. Take a step back and look at where you're at now and ask yourself, could you control the situation you're in right now 5 years ago? Or has something happened between the last 5 years? And I'm just saying that as an example. There's no specifications behind it. Just think for a second. If you could change anything about your life right now, what would it be? Because we can all come up with like 1,000 things that, you know, we could change. Like for me, I could change my drinking habits, which I did. I switched it to, instead of it being every day, because for a while there, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'll be completely transparent. It wasn't a problem, but I was drinking every day. You know, just a couple beers here and there. But I realized that maybe that's not the answer. And for this last week, personal accomplishment, I wasn't even going to share. It just came out. The last 5 days, I haven't had a drink. You know, I've had a drink tonight, but like throughout the work week, I proved to myself that this is not something that's not contained. It's a growth period. Can you look in yourself in the mirror and give yourself a true analysis of like what things you need to fix, what things you know do not work in your life anymore, and what things can work for your life? And that's where that conversation needs to start. And if you can be like completely okay with, you know, having a beer every night, that's fine. That's fine. If you can be okay with sleeping until 5 minutes before you're supposed to be at work because you only live 5 minutes away, whatever it is that you have, like, just look in the mirror for a second. Just like, it's like, I talk about it all the time in my music. I talk about it all the time in like my posts and stuff, but it's real. If you, as a human being, as a person on this planet, in this existence, in this life, in this journey, in this walk, you're never going to get where you want to go until you take that risk, until you take that chance. Take yourself out of the shoes of victimhood and put yourself in the shoes of confidence, and just know that whatever it is that your past had, because your past does not define you. Your past shaped you. You know, Your past does not define who you are. It shapes who you are. Without this, you wouldn't be this, you know? As a white boy growing up in Hawaii, I could have chose one of two routes: to be completely racist against everyone except for my race, or to not be racist at all and accept everyone for who they are, because I know what it's like to be a victim of that racist environment. Like, it's just it is what it is, man. Like, it is what it's what you choose it to be. You have to be the one that decides everything in life. Everything. I know it seems so like I know it seems so, man. I know it seems so like what is that word? The words on the tip of my tongue. I know it seems so common, but it's not as common as you think. Because we all have like a part in this life that as we're walking through this journey, we're trying to figure it out. You don't just know the answers. You know, you don't just know how to react in situations until you encounter them. You don't just know how to turn that steering wheel when you hit a patch of black ice until you do it. You don't just know what to do when there's a fire until there's a fire. Like, you might have an idea, but until you get the real life experience, you just don't know. And I use a lot of analogies, as you guys know. I see my boy James just jumped in here too. What's up, Bevel? Love you, bro. We have so many things in this life that if we just take a step back and we just analyze what it's doing and how it could benefit us, maybe, just maybe, if we were a little bit more optimistic rather than skeptical, if we were a little bit more accepting to the obstacles rather than denying them, that might be the answer. Because there's too many stubborn people in the world, too many people who just think they know and have it all together. And I was one of them until I got humbled. I got humbled really hard. I got humbled down to the streets, in the dirt, homeless. Y'all already know. If you know me, you know where I went through. You know what I went through. And it didn't break me. I wanted it to break me. It's funny because I wanted it to break me. I wanted, with all my being at the time, for it to break me. Because that's like the point of friction, right? It's like you want to push the envelope until it breaks. And I wanted to do that, and it never happened. It never happened. I wanted it to, and it didn't happen. The closest I got to it was my overdose on heroin. In order to change, you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's a statement that's never been more true, right? In order for change, you have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. It kind of just goes to show the people in the world, when you're sick and tired of something, do you do something about it, or do you just complain about it? Because I say this because I was that guy who complained about things all the time, consistently complain. The drama, you could have just made an entire theater piece on my life when I was younger. I mean, and I'll admit it. I stand before you today owning that, and I'm not ashamed to say that that's part of who I used to be. You know, I used to be in my head, a victim. I used to think I was a victim. I used to think that everything was happening against me rather than it was happening for me. And so I'm happy to say where I am now. Like, once you finally kind of get your grounding and your footing right, like, you realize that the reason you are where you are is because you have a higher calling than just the mediocre, settle for less sort of situation. But that's where you have to make the decision. Once you have your spiritual awakening, it doesn't necessarily just become easy from there on out. You know, once I was able to recover from my overdose and take my sobriety seriously and get off of probation and get away from the system, and it's so crazy because even to this day, like, even when a cop gets behind me, like, I know I have no warrants, but like, you just get that anxious rush for a second because like that was the life that you used to live. And it's nice to know that it's possible. It's so possible to be able to find your way when it doesn't seem like there is no way. Like that's a different type of accomplishment. It's a different type of happiness and like strength that you find in yourself when you make it past something that you didn't think you'd be able to make it past, right? And that had been my entire life, honestly, from start to finish up till where we are now. Like, I'm proud of me, and I'm proud of you. I am. And the reason I say I'm proud of you is because if you're taking your time out of your day to tune into a podcast called Mack's Mind outside of the music, that means that something about my music or who I am as a person motivates you to wanting to get perspective or insight. That means you're wanting to learn, you're wanting to hear, you're wanting to give yourself insight. Because I do it every day. I listen to podcasts all day at work. I listen to motivational quotes, motivational workouts in the gym, because I am a person who loves to hear success. I love to see success, and success doesn't mean you have 6 figures in the bank. Success doesn't mean you own 7 businesses. Like, success is being able to look in the mirror and be able to tell yourself, damn, bro, I'm proud of you. Like, look at all that. Look at what you made it through. Like, when the world was trying to break you, you didn't break. When the world was trying to shape you, you stood solid. There's always going to be bumps in the road. There's always going to be things that you don't know is about to happen or premeditate to happen, or maybe you do. But to be able to face the challenges that you faced and you made it where you are today, to be able to overcome that obstacle that was supposed to deter you from going past that finish line, and you did it, right? And there's just little victories. Like, you could just count them as little victories or big victories, however you want to see them. Staying sober, getting a job, paying your rent on time, not showing up late to work, staying there to the last man, being the last man at work. Like, there's a lot of things as a human being you can do to fuel your self-worth. So I don't know who needs to hear this today, but if you're putting in the work and you're sweating it out, putting in that time, like, you're doing better than you did yesterday. You decided not to put the needle in your arm, or you decided not to put the glass pipe in your mouth, or whatever the case may be, like, or the foily, like, whatever it is, like, just be proud of yourself for just a moment, man. And I take it very personal. And the reason I do is because I've been an addict. I've been on the streets. I've been cold. I've been lonely. I've been lost. And it doesn't have to be that way, but it all starts with finding you first. And in order to find you, you really have to look at who you are, look at how far you've come. Give yourself some credit. Maybe throw yourself I saw a YouTube video of some guy, like, got himself a cake and it said, "Thank you for being the best you," or something, and he got himself a cake, and I thought it was the coolest thing. I mean, why not, right? Why not? Yeah, man, like, you just never know. You never know who you're inspiring along this journey. One thing that I know, before I have one more track, I'm gonna play 2 more tracks. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna close it out. But before I do that, I gotta say that, because every conversation I've had has led into another track. When you're able to look back, and silly as it may seem, because I thought the same, you look back at, like, as far back as you can towards, like, the younger version of you, the one that didn't understand the most, the one that probably was, like, the receiving end of all the BS before it became a problem. That part of you is what hurts. That specific part of you is what's going to hurt the most in your life until you figure out how can I make amends to that part of me. Because even after getting off the streets, getting clean, chasing my dream, holding down jobs, it still didn't seem like enough. And then I decided to like write a song to the younger version of who I was, to the younger me, that 7-year-old me. And I decided to make amends with that kid, you know, because we all have like a moment in our life where things might have gotten off track for a little bit. And for me, it was when I was about 7, 8 years old, believe it or not. But and it went from like 7 until 14, 15 years old of just kind of numb, not understanding, before I became resentful, before I became mean towards myself and other people. It's just been a roller coaster, you know. It's truly just been a roller coaster. We all have these different walks in this life, and we all have a different story, but it all kind of revolves back around the same ideas and concepts of like, when you know, when you're able to pick yourself back up by your bootstraps and put yourself back on your horse, then that's how you know you're ready for change. Otherwise, you're going to lay on the ground and wonder why the horse ain't putting you on the horse. Well, maybe you got to get up and get back on that horse. If y'all haven't heard, in 2023, I dropped a song called You and Me. And this song is dedicated to the younger version of myself and saying sorry, but the confidence of like, we're going to be okay in the message is kind of what stands out the most to me. So if you have time out of your day and you want to take a listen, we're going to play it right now.
I don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I don't see you in my dreams. I just need you and me in this reality. Every night I close my eyes, wish I could see you one last time. I just need you and me in this reality.
There's too many times that I left you behind, and I wish I could go back, you know that I would. And it's been a long ride when I look in your eyes and I see so much hurt, and I wish that I took a little more care of us, a little more time to be there for us. But I was so scared and I always compared, and it wasn't fair, so let's clear the air with us. Never thought it'd be this way, but then again, I never thought about the consequences of my actions till the after action. It was too late facing the aftermath. Now I got a couple new scars, don't we all try to hide it getting too hard. Now I wish if I had one wish, I'd get it together for the better part. One day we'll go far, long as I keep on going, long as I keep on showing up. Nothing gonna stop us from doing what we gotta do. Taking our time with every rhyme is how we gonna find out. I don't wanna sit here and wonder what could've been. Don't wanna listen to all that I should've did. Ready to stand up and making a difference. I'm sending a message to anyone listen. I know that you're hurting, I know you're in pain. I've been there with you, so I'm feeling the same. I'm sorry I left you, I'm sorry we faced so many of the nights you were stuck in the rain. The times you were crying, I was striking the vein. The times we was fighting, I was running away. You're all that I got because you are me at the end of the day. I'm sorry.
Cause I don't see you in my dreams. I just need you and me in this reality. Every night I close my eyes, wish I could see you one last time. I just need you and me in this reality.
Just look at the platform we're taking, the moves we've been making together forever. I'll never be trading the fame for the message that we have created. From all the times that I thought about caving in, I'm glad that we didn't. Just look at us now, we're taking the stage and we're moving the crowd. We're making them changes, we're righting our wrongs. Now look at their faces, they feeling our songs. It's crazy, I'm ready to hand you that mic. Get ready to show them some light. I'm ready to making this right. You're ready to fly, alright, wheels up, it's time to take flight, yeah. Feeling that change, you know you deserve it. From a life full of pain to a life full of purpose. You know that I got you, don't question your worth. And it's all about loving. To me, you are perfect. To me, we are perfect. To me, we are perfect. To me, you are perfect. To me, we are perfect. To me, we are perfect. Yeah, perfect. To me, we are perfect. To me, we are perfect. To me, we are perfect.
That was You and Me. You can find that on all platforms, everybody. I know today's show is a little bit different without David being here. He always brings the laughs. He brings he brings his East Coast vibe, and that's all good. But today it's just gonna be me. We'll bring it back on next week. Today I just wanted to have a conversation with you all just by myself, and just kind of give you guys my own ins and outs perspectives on things with just a clear, concise cut of Mack's Mind as it is. But next week we'll have David back on this for sure. So anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you, whether you just tuned in late or whether you turned in now. I'm going to keep this going. We'll probably end up, I'm torn whether I want to remove it or not. Because even though we have unreleased music on here, I just don't feel it's right to remove it. If you got a chance to listen, thank you. And if you didn't, that's okay too. But I really appreciate each and every one of you that's part of this movement that watches me grow, whether you knew me from high school, middle school, military, homeless, recovery, so on and so forth. Like, we all encounter people in our lives that are going to make a difference one way or another. And what we do with these moments are what matter. You know what I mean? And just always remember to put yourself first. Always remember to put yourself before anyone else, because you are what matters at the end of the day. And also just keep in mind that the people that surround themselves with you, that care about you genuinely, you could tell. And if you don't know, use discernment as your tool, obviously, and they'll help guide you along the way. And never hesitate to remind the people that love you how much you love them, because we all have people in our lives that truly, truly love us, and we love them back. So I hope everybody enjoyed this podcast. We're going to be tuning back in next week, 5 p.m. this time instead of 4 p.m. Pacific time. I wanted to jump in a little earlier this time around. But can't wait to talk to y'all next week. Hope you all have a great weekend. Be safe. Stay blessed. We're going to close out with the word of the day real quick, and then we'll go ahead and we'll cut it out. All right. So being today is September 26th, the year of our Lord of 2025. We're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about real quick. Let's see. This is from my book of Do Not Be Anxious. Capture every thought and make it give up and obey Christ. Corinthians, the 2 Corinthians 10:5 of the NCV. 2 Corinthians 10:5 says, capture every thought and make it give up and obey Christ. Okay, so capture every thought and make it give up and obey Christ. Because we all have those thoughts, right? Whether they be intrusive, whether they be mean, unfair. That does not mean that's what is reality. Capture that thought if it don't make sense and give it to God. In Jesus' name. All right, y'all. Have a great weekend. We'll tap into you next week. So we're going back. You know we here to stay.